welcome to this week's The Story of a Poor Boy. I'm Mikey.
I'm Matt.
And this week, Liverpool aren't playing.
Boo!
Yeah.
I'm so bored.
England have played once already. England are going to play again tonight. We hate them. So what
I'm so glad we're doing this instead of even having any temptation to watch it. We're doing this instead. It's great.
Yeah, that's the best way to go about the international break, I think, is just to occupy yourself with other things. Yeah. So basically what we're going to look at is...
I took up knitting.
What?
Occupy yourself with... fuck it.
I thought you said that you'd taken it up. I thought you just said you've already taken up knitting. And I was going to say, that's impressive. When did you start that? But alright, Stan. Good chat. Right, yeah, so what we're going to do is we're just going to talk about Liverpool playing Huddersfield this weekend. Then we're going to have a little look at the games that we've got between this time that England ruin our lives and next time England ruin our lives, which is, I think, the 15th of November?
Something like that. The last run of fixtures is the weekend of the 11th.
Yes. So basically we're just going to look at what we can expect from Liverpool in that period of time. Just to start off, no one likes an international break.
No.
But has this come at a good time for Liverpool?
Yeah, I think we had a really intense run of fixtures, and I think some players need the break. I think some players that need the break aren't getting their break because they are the stars for their national teams. But there are a lot of players, like, say, James Milner, who's going to be having a well-earned rest, and Jordan Henderson, who is suspended tonight, so he's going to be having a nice rest from playing an intense game of football.
Whilst he's on holiday in Spain.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, I mean...
Just enjoying Sevilla.
Milner's going to be missing apparently at least 3 games with the injury.
Oh, yeah, of course he's injured anyway.
But, I mean, you look at Mohamed Salah, probably needs to go away and find a little bit of form, scores directly from a corner for Egypt.
100% meant it.
Goes off injured as well, but there's a bit of a dispute over whether it's an actual injury or whether he's just having some time off, some well-deserved
we'll
time
see.
off. Virgil van Dijk, very much the same. Played against Germany for Holland, scores, and then he's not going to be playing next game. I think, it's very easy to say, fucking international football, like we started off doing, but when you actually take a look, Firmino and Mane have hit a bit of a dry spell at the moment. Maybe they could do with going and finding a bit of form for their country instead. You go away, and if you're playing in a different form kind of thing, it might just inspire something.
Yeah, and Joe Gomez playing for England tonight, that's just going to fill him with confidence.
Yeah, definitely. I can't see... I mean, I'd rather he didn't, to be honest. I'd rather him have a week off. I think, especially at his age, with the injuries he's had in the past, I'd rather him have a week where he's just got no football. But one of those things.
It'd be good if England were playing someone who was crap, but they're playing Spain, so he's probably going to be working his little socks off tonight.
Yep. Just chasing shadows for 90 minutes. It's interesting, Jurgen Klopp's comments on the Nations League before they went away.
It's crap and confusing.
He basically said it's just the stupidest idea that anyone's ever come up with, which, that's why we love Jurgen.
I would agree, but I don't understand it, so I don't know if it's good or stupid.
No, I'm going to assume, because I can't understand it, it's really, really smart.
We run a football podcast.
Yeah, so what's your favourite film then, Matt? Fucking hell.
I know you asked as a joke, but I am going to answer. It's Clyde Atlas.
Yeah. We might do that at the end. I might do a little bit about that in the end. I'll come back to it in a bit. Alright, but so Liverpool play Huddersfield this weekend. It's an interesting one, isn't it?
They are dying for a win. They are absolutely dying for a win, but they are one of the worst teams I've seen in the Premier League for a while. So I can't see us getting anything other than 3 points there. I just can't.
Well, I mean, I agree with that, to be honest, but it's just one of those where you have to be awake for this kind of game.
Oh, of course, yeah. You can't take them for granted. We've got to be on our game to do it, but if we lose to Huddersfield away, we don't deserve to win the league.
Yeah, and that's basically all you can say on it really is that Liverpool. This is a game Liverpool have to win.
Yeah.
It's
every game, a team we should be putting to the sword.
Oh yeah, every game.
This run of games in between this international break and the next one, there are a lot of teams where you should look at them and say, these are a lot of teams Liverpool should be putting to the sword, racking up a lot of points.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is exactly the kind of game which makes the Premier League one of the best leagues in the world, because Huddersfield could quite easily spring a surprise on Liverpool, but you do expect Liverpool to just knock 4 or 5 past them if they're in the mood to do so.
Yeah.
As Man City did. Man City put 6 past Huddersfield. I mean, at the start of the season, I was pretty encouraged by Huddersfield because they started off against Chelsea, and I watched the game, and Huddersfield played very well in the first half. In particular, they were very unlucky to go in behind, and they lose that game 3-0, and it feels like everything's just everything. It's like a pass is just a yard away, or a shot hit the post and gone out instead of going in. Do you know what I mean? Everything's just a little bit off for Huddersfield at the moment, and it just needs. It's like us in many respects, in the fact that they just need something to click, and then straight away you can see Huddersfield staying up again. As it happens at the moment, we're sitting here as we talk now. Huddersfield are 18th with Newcastle and Cardiff below them. I mean, what can Wagner do really to sort it out when the luck's not going for you at that level? Yeah,
it's difficult because you can try and go Sam Allardyce route, panic, sack the manager, and try and get some more points on the board by going back to an archaic style of football.
I don't think the chairman's.
Exactly. I think he's a football man. He's a Huddersfield man, and he knows that Wagner is their best bet.
Yeah, it's the best thing to happen to Huddersfield in a very long time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sorry, Wagner, that is. I mean, I'm assuming the chairman is as well, to be fair, because the chairman seems like a proper stand-up bloke with all the work he's done on season tickets and stuff like that as well.
Son's inheritance or uni funds in the club as well, which I think is fucking brilliant.
You'd find it the other way around far too often in modern football these days, wouldn't you? It's one of them. So how do you think Liverpool approach this game?
Maybe this run of games is a chance to rotate a bit more. I think it's a chance for, say, Naby Keita to really involve with the midfield if he's fit, or Fabinho to come in to stake his claim. I think maybe one of Sturridge or Shaqiri starts as well with that rotation and try and pick that lock.
I can understand that, but and I completely take your point about rotation, but we're looking at a run of 6 games here, which we'll come back to them. But this is the first game of a run of 6 games you'd expect Liverpool to take. Well, across two tournaments, it has to be said as well. So, 18 points in both tournaments, so 12 in the league, 6 in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Maybe with the Arsenal banana skin in there, it's 10 points in the league instead, because maybe a draw if Arsenal play as well as they have proven they can do in recent weeks. I think that this is the game where, with the international break in mind having just happened, I think it all depends on what if Salah comes back actually injured, or if he's just coming back because Liverpool want him back.
Yeah.
But I see this being the first game where you can just go, all right, full strength. All right, well, we're just going to play the best lads here, and then we'll use this break. We'll use this run of games to give X a rest here, and then give Y a rest here.
Yeah. And
I don't see that he comes off the back of an international break and just goes, right, okay, I'm going to make 5 changes.
No, fair enough. It is very important to get on these runs and start with a win. So maybe he goes full strength, and obviously with the international break, a lot of players have had the rest. I just think that let's just say the games. So we got Huddersfield away, Red Star Belgrade at home, Cardiff at home, Arsenal away, Red Star away, and then finishing up Fulham at home. I think those first 2 games, Huddersfield and Red Star, I think the one that we need to be a little bit more careful of, no disrespect to Huddersfield, is Red Star at home, because I do think that that's a must-win game in that group.
I understand. I understand, and again, completely take your point on it. But my argument would be that there is no way of building up momentum if you're going to make changes off an international break.
No, true.
And if you want to carry any momentum from what was a very difficult run of games, if you want to take any momentum from that City performance, for example, and bring it into these run of games instead, then you can't.
And we need to keep that team.
You can't, yeah, exactly. You can't be making 6-7 changes.
True.
And I'm not saying that he won't at some point make 6 or 7 changes in this run, because he's done it before. But I just don't see wholesale changes for the first 2 games. I see Jurgen. So
maybe holding up till Cardiff for some changes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like he did Southampton, where we see Shaqiri start in the midfield, and everyone's quite surprised because he was expecting, we were expecting the front three to change a little bit. I just see that instead, because I think coming off this international break, Liverpool have to be. We have to carry this form on. We have to carry some. We have to carry some momentum forward into a run of games where, as I say, Liverpool should take maximum points.
Mm-hmm.
And if we take a risk and we rotate for this game, and then the benefits aren't seen against Red Star, which we saw last season when he rested against Everton for the West Brom game, and we draw both games.
Yeah.
If we have a situation like that, where maybe we rest 5 players, Huddersfield decide that this is the game where it's going to click for them, and they take us by surprise, and we're drawing 1-1 in the 80th minute, then it's put so much pressure on the Red Star game for the rest of the season, in terms of what the season will be. So I just think that, I mean, you could pick the team. We could probably pick the teams, to be fair. Alisson will start in goal. I'd expect Alexander-Arnold to come back in. I would probably expect Gomez and Van Dijk.
Yep.
But I wouldn't be adverse to Gomez and Lovren, purely because if Van Dijk is actually feeling a rib injury still, that's fine.
Yep.
Robertson, left back, and then I would expect it to be Henderson, Gini, and probably Keita, and then the normal front three. I just expect it. That's all I'm expecting Liverpool to do, and then maybe one change in there for Red Star, and then Cardiff, it's like, all right, 4 or 5 changes.
Yeah, I think that probably makes more sense than what I said. My only thing is I'm wary that I do think Red Star is a must-win. Like, both those games I think are must-wins. I'm not saying sacrifice or take for granted the other games.
Mm-hmm. But if you look at the dates of the games, I mean, we've kind of put 2 sections together here, but if you look at the dates of the games, Liverpool played Red Star on the 24th of October, then we have Cardiff on the 27th, and then there's a week break until we play Arsenal.
Yeah, because we're out of the League Cup, aren't we?
Yeah,
so we've got that midweek off.
So if we play Red Star with our strongest 11, and then there's a rotation against Cardiff, then that means before Arsenal, which is definitely the trickiest game in this, you're talking about maybe 9-10 days off for your best players in that run. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, Mo Salah and maybe Bobby Firmino. Just picking 2 names at random.
Yeah.
It probably will not be Firmino. But if you just say, all right, Salah and Gini, you get a break here, and you're going to play against Red Star, you're not going to play against Cardiff, but your next game is going to be in a week's time. So then you've got 10 days off where you've got a break in the middle of the season, and Liverpool have picked up 6 points, probably 9 points because Cardiff is shite, and then we're going into Arsenal, a team who are looking slightly threatening from underneath us, with a refreshed Salah, a refreshed Wijnaldum, a refreshed Mane, maybe, who knows? But it's just, I think if he's clever about it, you can use players sparingly in this run, and yet still everyone is happy, everyone's fresh, and coming into a difficult Christmas period as well. You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see Liverpool play some fodder again, if I'm honest. No disrespect intended to the teams we are going to be. Liverpool playing such high intensity games in the last couple of weeks has not been good for your heart in any way, shape or form. So it's just nice to see us play against a team that you'd expect Liverpool to knock quite a few goals past as well. And I think where we end up at the end of this run is going to be quite telling for how the rest of the season is going to pan out. Yeah. Because we all knew that we could play against the big teams and make ourselves felt. The problem over the years has been beating the teams that we should beat. Yeah. And this is that run where you should really get maximum points. Conservatively, you'd say you'd draw against Arsenal, but if you said certainly not lose. Yeah. If you say worst case scenario, we draw against Arsenal, we will win the other games. I'm under no illusions about how good this Liverpool team is. Liverpool will be picking up maximum points against the rest of them. Yeah. Maybe Red Star away is potentially more difficult than we're giving it credit for because, Napoli went there and they struggled, but Liverpool are good enough without any shadow of a doubt. Liverpool, if you look at their fixtures, Liverpool in the league, there's no reason for us to actually be properly concerned about a fixture again until New Year's Day. And we include the derby in that and United in that. At the moment, with the way that we're playing football, why would you be concerned about playing anyone other than City at this point in time? Liverpool will probably find a way to ruin me Christmas at some point in that. But, of course. We're still unbeaten at this point in the season. The season, 8 games in. I'm not saying Liverpool are going to make it into 2019 unbeaten in the league because that's ridiculous. But what I am saying is, there's not a game there where I look at and go, expect Liverpool to lose that one. Do you know what I mean? We've got through our difficult run of games. And the derby and United are both at Anfield as well. Obviously, Mourinho, if he's still in charge at United, will put 15 men behind the ball. Oh, I love that. But they don't pose a threat going forward. Everton, maybe under Marco Silva, they get a bit of rejuvenation about them in a derby. They actually try and score goals for once. Who fucking knows what happens? But their defence is still crap, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Even Watford, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I'd have been that's a difficult game. But again, expect Liverpool. Liverpool just manage games better than we ever have done under Klopp. Yeah. This season, we just seem to just be all right, listen, we might struggle for 15-20 minutes in this game, but it's all right as long as we see that through and we are stupid in that time. And we'll win a game. And if need be, we've got the bench to come on and rescue the game. Yeah. Storage. We've got that now. We haven't had that in our Arsenal before. Yeah. No, definitely. We've talked a little bit less about Huddersfield than we probably wanted to there, but there's not really much to speculate on really until you see it. Do you know what I mean? It's not like we can say, well, Huddersfield this game on this weekend just gone or anything like that. So what we'll go on to though, Huddersfield's last couple of games, they drew 1-1 with Burnley, lost to Tottenham at home. I'll just look at their home form. They've lost to Tottenham at home this season. They've lost to Crystal Palace at home this season. They've lost to Chelsea at home this season. It's got to be a Liverpool win, hasn't it? Got to be, yeah. 7-0. There you go. Prediction done. Yeah, Cardiff's sorry, Lexi. Cardiff's 4 home games this season. They've taken a point, and that point was against Cardiff, who are the worst team in the league. That is true. I'm pretty confident about this game. Maybe lulling myself into a false sense of security. Oh, probably. 5:30 kickoff. I look forward to Aaron Moy putting in the best performance I've ever seen. It's one of them. Schindler having everyone in his back pocket. Yeah. We're already on the run of games. Should we just carry on with the run of games? Because you wanted to talk about City and Chelsea's games in the same period, didn't you? Yeah. So, obviously, we're all on the same points. We're on 20 points in the league. I'm fucking furious about that, Yeah, it's the best start to a league we've had in fucking living memory, probably. And City and Chelsea are there with us. It just shows how strong some of the teams are in this league at the moment. Yeah. Particularly us and City. Chelsea have got here by virtue of their fixtures. I think that tells because some of Chelsea's fixtures do look a little bit more difficult than what they've had. City's definitely look a bit more difficult than what they've had.
So, like for reference, City have in the next few weeks, in between the international breaks, they have Burnley at home, Shakhtar Donetsk away, Spurs away, Fulham at home, Southampton at home, Shakhtar Donetsk at home, and United at home. So there's a few games there that are difficult. Like Shakhtar are no pushovers at all. Spurs away is going to be difficult. Is that going to be Spurs' first game at their new stadium, or is that not happening? Right, fine. It's at Wembley, whatever. And United, obviously it's a derby. They are crap. But
United won there last season.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and the one thing there as well, Shakhtar Donetsk travelling to Ukraine and then having a game in London.
Yeah, it's
straight after it's not.
It's going to be a strain on the squad.
Yeah, it's not easy by any stretch. The one thing you would say is the Tottenham game is a Monday night, which they've probably been let off a little bit there with that.
That's immediately followed by Fulham in the League Cup though. So they got a Monday night game and then a League Cup game in the midweek.
Is that Thursday? How's they managed to swing that?
Not sure.
That's fucking daft, you know.
But yeah, those fixtures have piled up a little bit. Like, obviously, Fulham at home, nothing really much to worry about, but it is another game. Chelsea's run of games. United at home, the early kick-off this weekend.
Yeah.
Bate away, Burnley away, Derby at home in the League Cup.
Burnley away after the Europa League game. That is fucking horrible, that.
Yeah, that's two horrible places to go, innit? Wherever Bate is, followed by Burnley. Ugh, yeah. Disgusting. Palace at home, Bate away, then Everton at home.
There's tricky games in there, aren't there?
Yeah, so Everton, we mentioned, look a little bit better under Marco Silva now. Richarlison's playing as a striker. It seems to be working for him. Sigurdsson's hitting run of form. Obviously, that's at the end of this run of fixtures. Yeah. But United at home, obviously there's the Mourinho connection. It's going to be horrible.
And it's a 12:30 kick-off on a Saturday, which means it's a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, followed by away in the Europa League, followed by away to Burnley. Derby with history there with Lampard.
Do you know, sorry to bring it up, but yeah, I mean, that Derby game is interesting as well. But you look at Chelsea's games here, they play on the Thursday and then the Sunday, as is tradition with the Europa League.
As is tradition.
But you look at City in the same period, because of the way the fixtures have fell. All right, they might have the League Cup, the League, and then the League Cup game, like pretty in close proximity to each other. But City play Shakhtar on the Tuesday and then don't play Tottenham until the Monday, so they've got 6 days between that. Whereas Chelsea have been shafted, think about it, in terms of the 3-day break compared to what City have got. Even Liverpool, we play Wednesday and Saturday. Which is still shite, really, when you think about it. City have, I suppose it does sort of balance out in the League Cup, but Guardiola's just going to put the kids out in the League Cup. He's not going to be arsed, is he? So,
you'll see like Zinchenko and Delph and all that.
Yeah, it is a bit frustrating that even when they have a shit run, it's not falling as shit as it could have been. Do you know what I mean?
The one thing I will say for City is there are quite a few difficult fixtures. Chelsea's maybe more timing wise it's going to be difficult. City's, I think the fixtures are a little bit more hard, I guess.
Shakhtar before Tottenham away, and Shakhtar again before United at home. 2 difficult games.
Yeah.
2 very, very difficult games, and 4 very difficult games actually. Might take a lot out of them. I don't expect them to drop any points anywhere else, to be honest, except for the big games. I think there's something to be said for what Guardiola's got at the moment, which is this confidence about his team, that his team is the best at beating the shit sides, if you like. And City can look at the other teams in the league and they say, all right, there's 13 teams in this league that we are the best at beating, and we will take maximum points off of them across the season. Wolves aside, obviously, already. But then they're like, if we can just get points off the big fellas, and we just stop them from taking loads of points off of us, then we win the league again. And I think that's what City, that's what the challenge that Liverpool face and the challenge that Chelsea face as well. If we want to be serious contenders this season, the both of us, is we have to find a way of overcoming that, and we have to find a way of bridging that gap between what City can do, where City can probably play 26 games against the lesser 13 teams in the league and win 25 of them.
Yeah.
Liverpool have to find a way of maybe winning 24 and then taking points off all of the big teams.
Yeah, and that's what this runner game is going to show us if we can do that or not.
Yeah, and that's it's a massive, massive thing. It's very important, and it seems to me like Jurgen's first full season, we mastered taking points off the top 6, but we faltered against the lesser teams.
Yep.
Last season, we knocked most of the lesser teams for 6, and then we just couldn't take a point off the top 6 away from home. And now, hopefully, we've hit the right balance between the two, where we can finally kick on and just be like, right, okay, it doesn't matter who we're playing this week.
Yeah.
And that's echoed in the fact that I've just said Liverpool's next properly hard game in the league is the 1st of January when we play Manchester City, which is it feels so far away. It'll come before you even know it.
Oh, of course.
But I mean,
can't wait for the Christmas fixtures.
Yeah,
fucking love that time of year.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because a lot of people can't stand it, but I love it.
I imagine the players hate it. But,
yeah. Well,
Boxing Day tradition, midday to midnight in a pub watching football is great.
Not to sound like your dad, but they paid like a lot of money to play football. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think they can soak up missing their Christmas dinner. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I miss Liverpool already so much. So if you're being generous, okay, how many points do you see each team coming away from this run with? Because Liverpool have got. Let me just get this right.
Are you a generous Liverpool fan, or do you want to be the
four.
one who's thought about this and thinks conservatively, this is how much each team's going to get?
Be harsh then. Be as harsh as you want to be about Liverpool's chances in this run. Liverpool play 6 games in this run. Chelsea play 7, and Man City play 7 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So how many points do you think realistically Liverpool are taking in the league in this run? And how many points are City taking, and how many points are Chelsea taking?
I think we take 10 points.
10 points?
Yep. I think there's a draw in there.
Arsenal.
It might not be Arsenal. But I do think there is a draw in there.
We just tend to concede a lot of goals when we go to the Emirates.
Yeah.
I know we've sorted out the defence this season, but it's just like last season when we were just like, yep, we've won this game, and then very nearly lost it.
This Arsenal game is going to be quite interesting to see how far our defence has come and how far Arsenal have come under Emery.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I am completely discounting them from any kind of conversation about the title race at this point in time, as most sane people are.
Yep.
But even their run of games before this, they've got they've got Leicester at home, Crystal Palace away, then us, then Wolves, then they've got Bournemouth after the international break as well. But they're not easy.
No.
Them games, those 4 games, are quite the challenge, to be honest. I've just realised I missed. Yeah, I've just realised we play Wolves at home on the 21st of December. Sorry, Wolves away on the 21st of December.
Yeah, that's after the international break.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, like I said, we've got no hard games left.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Wolves are that mystery team.
Yeah, you just don't know what you're getting, do you?
It's my birthday. That's nice.
No, 21st of December.
Oh, not my birthday.
Yeah, not your birthday.
That's not nice.
No. December.
I don't know. I barely listen to you. Okay, so
what's our podcast, man?
Right,
yeah,
so 10 points for Liverpool. I think 9 for City. I think there's a loss in there somewhere. One of their difficult games: Spurs away or United at home.
I think it. I don't see 9. I'm gonna be honest. I see 8.
You see 8.
See 2 draws. And
okay, I think 8 for Chelsea. I think there's a couple of draws in there for them.
I could see that.
Yeah. I just think City might get tactically outdone by someone. I think Chelsea, the exhaustion is going to get to them, and there's going to be some draws in there.
One thing we haven't taken into account here, I don't know if he's gone on international duty or not, but Kevin De Bruyne is back in training.
He is, yeah. Apparently, he's going to be fit and firing for Spurs. He's going to be at peak fitness. That's the aim, anyway.
Yeah, that's me being very harsh. The probability of that happening is very low, and Man City probably take 12 points from this. And
Probably.
We're sat there going, how the fucking hell are we not top after winning fucking 11 of our first 12 games and drawing the other? That is a genuine possibility here.
It is.
Fucking.
But I honestly don't think it's going to happen. I don't. I think we are going to come out on top of this run of fixtures. And that is my prediction for this in-between international break run. We need a word for it.
Do you know? Yeah. We call it the second run of fixtures.
Alright,
it's the
that'll do.
It's the second. It's the third run of fixtures, isn't it? Because we've got the first one, then the international break, then the really difficult one, then another international break, and now this one. So this is our third group of fixtures.
Okay.
Yeah. So the third group.
I hate international football so much.
Do you know what? I reckon 50 years time, it just gets scrapped. It just gets scrapped completely.
Fucking better.
No one's asked anymore.
I enjoyed watching the World Cup, but like, can we just do that? Just World Cups and Euros.
I've got a question here I want to ask you to finish this off later, but obviously we're a little bit way off that.
Yeah.
But remind me, I want to bring something back later. Yeah, do you know what? This season, it feels like whoever slips up first is out the race. Do you know what I mean? It feels like that type of race where it's like City had a slip up against Wolves, but we then slipped up against Chelsea. Do you know what I mean?
See, slipping up against Chelsea is not slipping up, I don't think.
No,
Their slip up was a lot bigger.
No, definitely. But what I mean is the first team to have a proper slip up, and I'm not talking about one game. I'm talking about if you have a 3-game period where you take 4 points from, you are out this title race at this point in time, because no team looks like doing it. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool are having a wobble, and that's after we've just played Chelsea, Napoli, Chelsea, and City. Do you know what I mean? We fucking those 4 games, you're entitled to feel a bit tired after them. I mean, there just feels like it could be down to such fine margins.
It could be, but I think there's one slip. There's one big slip in each team. I think it's the first to get to 2 to drop out properly, because I don't think City are not as invincible as they were last year. City aren't as good as they were last year.
I think what you are... I can understand what you're saying, but I think if you take anything from the game against us, City... I mean, people quite clearly have underestimated how good Pep Guardiola is tactically.
Oh, I know.
In terms of...
But so far, he's the only team... No, we are the only team he's done that against. He's going to go to Chelsea and he's going to try and blow them away. That's just how...
I think Chelsea get at City.
Yes.
But the problem is, then Chelsea pick up points. I think there's a point where this season, if I'm being completely honest, I think there's a point this season where Chelsea lose the momentum because they just haven't been used to this style of football, and they spent a lot of the summer not knowing who the manager was going to be.
Yeah.
It's not like he came in June and then had a full pre-season. He came in, was it last week of July, something like that? I can't even remember. It wasn't like... It was midway through pre-season for us. Mm-hmm. So there's no way he's got the fitness about them that he would like, ideally. Do you know what I mean? It's not like this Napoli team where he coached them and got them up to a level where they could play his football. Yeah. So at some point this season, I feel like Chelsea, they start running out of steam.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens post-Christmas.
Yeah.
Like with us in the early days of Klopp.
That's it.
When we just completely run out of steam.
That's it. And I think there's also a point where, maybe other things take Chelsea's interest instead. Who knows? They love a good FA Cup run, for example. I'm sure Liverpool will have a tilt at it this season, but I think that will happen at some point. Chelsea will fall away, and I do expect it to be Liverpool and City going toe-to-toe for it, or as Guardiola did, fucking run and hide from it. Because I'm not having a go at him for it, because at the end of the day, as he said, Liverpool are the best team in the world at going toe-to-toe. But I just think there's such fine margins in it this season. I do expect Chelsea to be the team that slips off first, but that's what I mean. It's like if Chelsea do have a little blip, then you start looking, where are they going to pick points up on Liverpool and City?
True.
Do you know what I mean? Even if Chelsea's blip is against City, even if City's blip's against Chelsea kind of thing, you start looking at it and you're like, Where are they going to pick? Where are they going to regain those points? And yeah, exciting.
Very. If it comes down to the last day of the season, I swear to fucking God.
There's a very, very real chance at the moment that both first and second this season finish on about 95 points.
Yeah.
And Liverpool, this is going to be one of those seasons where Liverpool would have won the league with like
every other
total, yeah, in like 30 of. How many seasons has the Premier League been going for now? 26.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Liverpool probably would have won the Premier League in like 24 of those years, and we finished fucking second on goal difference or something mad like that because that's just our fucking way. As long as we win the Champions League, I'll probably take that, to be honest. But yeah, what else? What else did I want to bring up this week then? There was a question I wanted to bring up actually. Are you done with that, by the way?
Yeah. So us 10 points, City 9, Chelsea 8.
Yeah, I can see that. And
it's going to be quite
so
nice.
You expect Liverpool to be top in going into the next international?
Oh yeah.
Cautiously optimistic as
I'll
always.
never be optimist.
There was a question I saw on Twitter today, and it's from Empire of the Cop. Okay. So the tweet read: on this day in 2003, Florent Sinama-Pongol made his debut for Liverpool. Couldn't even tell you why, but he was one of my favourite players at one stage. Did anyone else have a player that didn't do at all well, but you just loved anyway? Matt, did you ever have a player that didn't do at all well, but you loved anyway?
Yeah, it's my favourite player. Dirk Kuyt.
No, hold on here. Like, I can't believe I'm gonna fucking drag some content out of this. I've stole this off of the other website as well. We'll fucking get in.
I saw your tweet about it earlier.
Right, Dirk Kuyt did well. Dirk Kuyt.
Yeah, he did. I will defend him to the hilt all the time.
That's not the question. The question is someone whose Liverpool career was down the fucking toilet, but you loved them all the way through. A proper cult hero, like the literal definition of a cult hero. Not Lucas Leiva, who stayed long enough so everybody liked him. But, do you know what I mean? Someone who actually, like Dirk Kuyt, was good for periods. He wasn't great at football by any stretch of the imagination, but he had footballing ability, which was backed up by the fact that he had the most incredible work ethic you'd ever see. But what I'm asking is...
then, what is the answer?
Vladimir Smicer.
Okay,
the answer is Vladimir Smicer. Vladimir Smicer was perennially injured for Liverpool. He was constantly just... Vladimir could be boss here. And he was always injured. And then he'd just pop up every now and then and he'd have a goal away at Chelsea, which fucking guaranteed Liverpool get Champions League that season. Or, he'd come off the bench for an injured Harry Kewell in Istanbul and belt one in from 20 yards. And then
when everyone was
penalty.
Screaming at him like, no, don't shoot there.
Exactly. The correct answer is Vladimir Smicer, in my eyes. I mean, feel free to have a rebuttal now you've had the chance to have a think about it. Because
I think I probably agree, but...
there are a lot of good names to be mentioned in this category. People who you expected to do well at Liverpool, but just didn't
because they were injured all the fucking time.
Harry Kewell,
Aurelio.
Oh, Fabio Aurelio.
Yeah, that's the one that came to mind when you said, okay, like his career just went down the pan at Liverpool.
Let's change the question then, because the original question was someone whose career didn't go to plan, but you loved them anyway.
Yeah.
So for me, Vladimir Smicer, I've won that. Okay.
I think Aurelio's pretty good there.
Someone who came in and you expected everything from. I think I've robbed this from Twitter again.
You have, yeah.
Because someone who came in and you were just like, right, okay, I expect great things from this person, and it just never worked out. It's the most disappointing signing, the signing that built you up to let you down the most since you've been a Liverpool fan. You know my answer. I will share it again in a second, but for the viewers, well, for the listeners, apologies.
I distinctly remember being really, really excited. Like, never mind the manager, because I knew the manager was going to be crap. But
I know exactly what you're about to say.
I was really, really excited when we signed Joe Cole. I was so excited. I thought we got... because it wasn't just because of that. It was because of, like, Arsenal wanted him, and West Ham wanted him, and we got him from fucking Chelsea, and everybody wanted him. And he was just fucking crap.
Joe Cole.
He was shite.
Joe Cole.
I remember his debut when he against Arsenal, and I was like, yes, he's getting stuck in, and then he got sent off. And then that was it. That was the only time he really showed up for us.
The main thing I have to take from Joe Cole is that Joe Cole at that time was the perfect summation of what was happening at Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah.
In the fact that Liverpool brought in this player on stupidly high wages who we thought could be good. But he just covered the cracks. He was good for Chelsea, yeah. He was fucking shite for Liverpool.
He scored possibly the best England goal I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, that goal against Sweden was ridiculous.
I'll never forget it. And when I saw it was signing him, I was so excited.
Joe Cole papered over the cracks at Liverpool like nobody else quite has that summer, because we were just like, Rafa's gone. I mean,
everybody's panicking. I was like, oh no, wait, we signed Joe Cole. Yeah. Everything's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Ramirez seems okay.
It made.
I liked Ramirez.
He was the best.
I really liked him.
He was the best signing Roy Hodgson made at Liverpool by a fucking country mile, which isn't hard.
Paul Konchesky.
Milan Jovanovic was Rafa. Fucking hell.
Who got Kyriakos? Was that Hodgson?
No, that was Rafa again.
Oh, okay, because that was bad.
Hey, you leave Soto alone.
Is he one of the cult heroes that
He
people
is
love?
literally the cult.
I never got that.
You can see how far Liverpool fell in the fact that we just fucking clung on to these people who were shite at football, but we were just like, yes, Maxi Rodriguez.
I loved Maxi Rodriguez.
Exactly. Maxi Rodriguez, his song still gets sung now, and he was
it's a good song.
Fucking bang average. He scored 2 hat-tricks under
in
Kenny.
In a row.
It's 2 hat-tricks in 3 games under Kenny, and it was fucking made up and built fucking monuments to him. The correct answer to this question of
is
who were you most excited about seeing at Liverpool, who then just completely fucking went down in flames, is Robbie Keane.
Yeah.
Robbie Keane came in. When Robbie Keane came in, I instantly decided Liverpool win the league that season. 2008-2009 season, he comes in on the last day of the window. I'm looking at it, and then we've got a 20-goal a season striker to go alongside Fernando Torres. We were going to put Steven Gerrard back a little bit. We were going to have the 2 of them up front, and we were just going to fucking run the world. And we were going to have Mascherano, Alonso, Steven Gerrard, Robbie Keane, Fernando Torres, Dirk Kuyt, all in one team. Don't know how it was going to work, but Rafa was going to find a way, and Liverpool were just going to win everything. And 6 months later, he's back at Tottenham.
One of the weirdest transfer sagas ever.
We signed him for 19 million quid and then sold him back for 12 in the January after. I think it was the way the add-ons worked. I think basically Tottenham just give us back what we paid for him. But it was just the fucking strangest transfer. Like, when you look back at it, I mean, obviously there's more things to it than met the eye at the time. For example, Rafa has made it known since that he didn't want Robbie Keane. He wanted Gareth Barry instead. And Rick Parry went, no, here's Robbie Keane.
Well, compromise. You'll get Robbie Keane.
But he had everything that was just going to complement Torres. He was going to play off Torres. He made Berbatov look incredible, Robbie Keane. And then he was just going to come in, and Torres was going to be even better on the back of a 33-goal season. And
you're making me really sad.
He came in and...
You've done it again.
Yeah. I'm fucking... Aquilani's a good shout as well, I think.
Yeah.
Aquilani is... I mean... The thing is, though, I don't think I ever expected anything from Aquilani. I just kind of went... He's going to be good because we need him to be good.
Would John Joe Shelby go in this category, do you reckon? Because I always had high hopes for him, and then he just...
That's an interesting one to be. He was a twat. That is an interesting one, to be fair. I suppose you see where his career finishes up. Because I don't
think he's going to get any higher than Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. He is good at football, though, that's the thing. And we signed him for 3 million quid or something like that, do you know what I mean? It was just like... I did expect him to be the next Gerrard, but we signed Jordan Henderson, and then I was like, alright, you'll do instead. You'll do for me instead. And I just latched onto Jordan, and I'm still latched onto Jordan. And I've always
never letting go. We're never letting go.
Yeah, I always have been. Who's the most overrated Liverpool player that has played whilst you've been a Liverpool fan, Matt? Who's the player that you've looked at and everybody else has been like, you're fucking brilliant at football, and you've been like, meh?
Ooh.
I'll ask you the reverse of that question as well. So who everyone thought was shite, but you thought was boss. Jordan Henderson is not allowed to be the answer. Because
fuck you.
I think the fan base is getting towards 50-50 on Henderson more and more these days.
Okay, fair enough.
Because my first answer is Glenn Johnson.
Did anyone ever think he was good?
Yeah.
Actually, no. When we first signed him,
I never got on board the Glenn Johnson hype train ever, because I was just like, I can't work out why you're worth £13 million more than Alvaro Arbeloa is.
Yeah.
And I still to this day I'm fucking bamboozled by it, because apparently got injured and it just ruined him, but I just never understood it at all, to be honest.
Can I say Matip?
Oh, I don't know, because again, people are coming around to the Avoya thinking now, aren't they?
No, yeah, but initially, like you're saying with Glenn Johnson, initially, everybody thought he was so much better than Lovren.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was so much better than Lovren. He's dead not.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, I've got the perfect one. Sacco.
Yeah,
because when we got rid of Sacco, everyone was like, but he's our best defender. He's so much better than Lovren.
And he is not.
He is not good. It's Sacco. There we go. I've won. I've done it.
All right. Okay. You can have Sacco. I very nearly.
Can I have an honourable mention of Luis Garcia as well?
Oh yes.
Because
I'll agree.
I'll
back you to the hill.
While not everyone thinks he's good, his song still gets sung, and he was not good at football.
I will back you to the hill on Luis Garcia. Do you know what? There's another category in this as well, and I'll come on to it in a second.
Shouldn't be? Or...
Yeah, exactly. People who are remembered as fucking world-class footballers who are just not, who were never that good. And the prime candidates at the moment are Luis Garcia and, for me, Jerzy Dudek.
Yeah, Jerzy Dudek was never actually that good, was he?
No, Jerzy Dudek was just like, alright. He was probably, if you're honest, he was probably as good as Simon Mignolet. And, you know, Mignolet had a much worse defence in front of him throughout his time as Liverpool number one. I mean, Jerzy Dudek, all the way through his prime, had Sami Hyypiä and Jamie Carragher in front of him.
Yeah.
Whereas, who were remembered as two of the best defenders Liverpool have ever had. Whereas, who's he had in front of him? Fucking Mamadou Sakho, Martin Skrtel, Dejan Lovren, Emre Can for a bit. Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. I was actually going to say, for the first category, someone who everybody rated but you couldn't quite get. My controversial pick was going to be Pepe Reina.
Ooh.
Because I always used to say about Reina that he makes mistakes that good top-class goalkeepers should not be making. And he did do that, but when you look back at how much better he was than what
Simon
we've
Mignolet.
had between that point and getting Alisson, I would have Reina back every single fucking day of the week. And
hindsight's brilliant, isn't it?
And I do say that 13-14 we would have won the league if Carragher and Reina would have stayed on for another season. So
what's the next one? Players that you think were brilliant but don't get remembered.
Everybody else, no one else understood. No one else was like your boss of footy. Mine's Yossi Benayoun.
Okay, that's good.
Because Yossi Benayoun I thought was incredible for Liverpool. I also had a massive soft spot for Albert Riera when he was at Liverpool, even though he turned into a bit of a prick towards the end.
Yeah.
I suppose Dirk Kuyt falls into this a little bit.
He does, but a
lot of people loved him.
I didn't want to say count. Heskey. Heskey is a meme, is a joke. Is just... I've one answer.
You might
Heskey is like universally laughed at by everyone.
Yeah.
But he was so good for us. He was incredible for us.
About 2 seasons.
He was, but he was so good. He was instrumental in some of the trophies that we won.
Yeah, Emilesi's a fucking great shot.
Thank you.
Because... Even I didn't rate him when he was a kid, because when Heskey was playing, it meant
he wasn't the stylish striker. We were all obsessed with Fowler and Owen.
And Lippmann.
Yeah. But Heskey, he just went under the radar for all of us. But when looking back on it, he was really, really good. Really good.
Yeah, alright, it might be Heskey.
Yes!
Might be Heskey. Oh, fucking hell. Okay. Pick your... most overrated striker for Liverpool. because I want to see if you come up with the same answer I do.
Okay.
And why is it not Milan Baros?
See, I was going to say maybe Cisse.
Oh.
Because my brother and a lot of Liverpool fans at that time really, really loved Cisse, but I never really saw it.
The reason I think is because he was Julier's last signing.
Maybe.
And we were expecting him to come in and just be this incredible thing. And not to mention, he came in for Michael Owen, sort of, as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was never as good as he should have been.
Only because of that leg break, though.
Yeah, which was horrendous.
Yeah, I mean, that leg break was the worst thing I've ever seen.
It's going so free me just remembering it, to be honest.
Milan Baros used to run with his head down. Like, he didn't... Like,
I used to when I was dribbling in basketball at school, to be honest. So I related.
I think he's ran into a post before now. I always remember with Baros
you think
as well.
Explain Alberto Moreno?
We'll discuss him in a minute as well, actually.
Okay.
Not in a category.
I'm liking this.
We're just going to... We'll finish in a second, but... Yeah, Baros, lad, I will never forget the game he spent trying to score past Everton, and he couldn't score, so we just went, alright, I'm getting sent off instead. Just swatted Alan Stubbs out of nowhere. I was like, what the fucking hell are you doing, you fucking pleb? I hated them. Because I expected great things from him as well, I suppose, because he came in with this... Well, even while he was at Liverpool, he was top goal scorer at the Euros, wasn't he? And it was going to be like the next... The next step was him going to be just one of the leading strikers in Europe. And although on his day he was alright at footy, he was very not alright at footy for a lot of the time. Yeah, I'm picking Baros.
Yeah, that's fair.
Have you got any more categories you want to talk about while we're like filling airtime here?
I don't know.
This is good though. I like this.
I'm enjoying this. We should make this a regular thing.
Yeah, where we just think of random categories. All right, I've got one for you. It's an interesting one. This will be the last one before I move on to the last point I want to make today, which is about Alberto Moreno's contract situation.
Mm-hmm.
But is there a player who was never Liverpool captain who you think would have been a great Liverpool captain? What, as in, like, they never got the opportunity to because Gerrard was there, Carragher was there, Hippier was there, but you just think you could have been, you would have been a great captain for Liverpool?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think probably Alonso. I know he wasn't there for the longest, but I think he was. He just exudes leadership, doesn't he?
Yeah, I could understand.
I think of that squad as well, Reina. But he was essentially third captain.
Yeah, he was fair choice for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then when he left, it felt like Danny Agger, didn't it?
Yeah.
Mine would be Marcus Babbel.
Okay.
Because I think Marcus Babbel, obviously, the illness just ruined him. But Marcus Babbel could have been, like, he was one of the best defenders in the world. And when Liverpool signed him, it was fucking huge when Liverpool got him. And I think if he'd have if it hadn't been for what happened to him, we'd remember Marcus Babbel among the fucking greats that have ever played for Liverpool in defence. And I mean, maybe the irony of it is that my hero Jamie Carragher probably doesn't move into centre half if Marcus Babbel has a clean bill of health throughout his career, because you don't see Sami Hyypiä moving out, so it'd be Hyypiä and Babbel and maybe Carragher out at right back instead, or maybe at left back, which would have been a shame in one respect. But I think Liverpool never really got. Obviously, he was there for the treble season, but Liverpool never really got everything out of Marcus Babbel because of what happened. And it was such a tragedy, really. But I think he would have been incredible for Liverpool given time.
Yeah, I think I agree.
But he never really got the chance for it. And it's a bit sad.
Yeah,
but,
very.
That's a somber note.
Shall we move on to something a little bit more light-hearted then?
Yeah, right. Alberto Moreno might be living Liverpool in the summer.
See, right. I know we all laugh and joke because he's Alberto Moreno. He's a class clown, and a lot of people will be happy to see him go. I'm not sure if I'm happy to see him go.
I am.
Honest.
I'm fucking made up. Adam Lewis is getting a chance from the.
Okay, right. As long as we have a backup left back that can come in.
Apparently, Jurgen Klopp's very impressed with Adam Lewis from the youth team.
Okay.
Which, after what he's done with Trent, he's not scared to do it. Why not? But I'm a bit hesitant about seeing Liverpool have 20-year-old Trent Alexander-Arnold, 21-year-old Joe Gomez, and then is it 19-year-old Adam Lewis? I mean,
that's the thing that makes me a little bit nervous.
Virgil van Dijk is very good.
I want a senior sub left back. Trent's pushed his way to be the senior right back now, and we've got a senior sub right back in Klein. That's also kind of a reason that I don't really want to see the back of Klein, even though he does my head into no end. It's just nice to have bodies, especially when we're challenging for the league and we're challenging for Champions League. We need these bodies. Going from Trent to shifting Gomez out to right back, or bringing a right back up from a youth team, or going from Robertson and bringing up a left back from a youth team, or having to shove Milner out there. It's not ideal.
Yeah, I wonder if we see Klein stay as maybe the right and left back colour.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Because, I'm not saying for 1 minute Klein will be happy with that. He's got a career. He wants to carry on forging, do you know what I mean? And, there are teams out there who are crying out for Nathaniel Klein.
Oh, definitely.
West Ham.
He's by no means a bad right back. He's just not good for us.
Just to name some off the top of my head who could do with him. West Ham, Zabaletta's going to retire soon.
Yep.
Leicester, are they ever... Oh, no, they've got Scott Ricardo Pereira.
Yep.
So it wouldn't be Leicester. Newcastle, to name one. Crystal Palace could probably do one, because I assume at some point they're going to want to move Wan-Bissaka up the pitch, or they're going to sell him. There are plenty of teams out there who could do with a Nathaniel Klein figure. What do you make of the rumours from Marca that Barcelona wants Alberto Moreno?
Bollocks, to be honest.
You know if he goes there, he's going to be boss. If he goes there, he's
going
to be...
because he doesn't have to defend.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, it's, I don't know. I just see it as bollocks, to be honest.
I'd be annoyed if it'd be the second player from that transfer window who's left Liverpool when they came in, they had loads of promise, and they've left Liverpool for nothing. Because Emre Can came in that window as well.
Yeah.
And I'd be annoyed because that was an exciting period for Liverpool. Not to mention, Lazar Markovic is going next summer as well. And he came in that summer. Do you know what I mean? So that means Liverpool spent, 45 million quid there? Markovic was 25, Chan was about 10, Moreno was 15 actually, so it's probably closer to 50 million. And Liverpool spent 50 million quid, and alright, we've had all of them for the entire length of their contracts, but no one's happy with Moreno. Fucking even less people are happy with Lazar Markovic. And Emre Can, alright, he split opinion, but he was the only one out of those three who did anything of note other than cost Liverpool a Europa League final. And Lazar Markovic nearly scored the greatest goal of all time away at Sunderland once. But I think I'd be very upset to see Liverpool see Liverpool lose all that promise. This comes to my last question as well, which I will ask to end. It will be the last question. I've just thought of it. But yeah, it's also probably shows how thoroughly underwhelming that transfer window actually was.
Yeah,
I think on the back of a great season.
I think it shows how far we've come with the transfer window especially since Klopp's come in. That we're okay letting these players go. Markovic always shite. Moreno, crap, but he was a mainstay in the team for a long time. Can, prick.
Got taken off for Germany the other day, right? Against Netherlands. He started the game. He got taken off for Julian Draxler. Julian Draxler was on the pitch for 10 seconds and just dribbled past 3 players and had a shot on goal. And I was like, fucking hell, you're so much better than Emre Can. It's scary.
I just think it's a testament to how far the squad's come and how the transfers have been handled in the last few years, that we can let these 3 players go for free, and it doesn't. It's not a problem. Obviously, it's not ideal. We'd want to get a little bit of money back for them, but it's not like we're letting our best players go on freeze. These are players that are surplus to requirement.
Who did we sign that window? Lovren and Luana are the only 2 who are still here, aren't they?
Yes.
So that's 14 and 15. So 14-15, sorry, so that's 4 years ago now. So in a transfer window from 4 years ago, where it was supposed to be the season we kicked on, we've really only got Dejan Lovren, who's still in the first team, because Lallana's just always injured. Ricky Lambert obviously went years ago. Balotelli.
Oh yeah, we had him.
Do you know what? It just speaks. It stinks of an article. Actually, I might have a little look at this later.
Yeah,
but just thinks, because that transfer window just sums up clearly everything wrong with Liverpool's transfer policy at that point in time. And Liverpool's transfer policy was clearly, all right, we've lost Suarez. Let's go out, replace him with all of these players across the squad. Try and improve every position, and we just fucking didn't do it, did we? No. It's all really looking back. So my last question to end on. You've already touched on it a little bit with your answer for John Joe Shelby, but who is the biggest waste of potential to ever play for Liverpool whilst you have been a Liverpool fan?
Waste of potential is in coming up through the youth ranks, or
someone you want
signed?
Someone you were so excited about as the future of Liverpool Football Club. Someone who you were just like, yeah, when you break through, you are going to be like, you're going to be like, oh well, I am. The first names on the team sheets are Carragher, Gerrard, and this fella.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Who fills that criteria for you? There's two names from me.
Yeah, there's quite a few running through my head, but I don't know.
Maybe three. I don't know. No, there's only two. There's two. I'm not going to count the last one. Last one was going to be Jay Spearham, but I never really had high hopes for him.
No. You go for yours. I'll see what I think.
My first one's Martin Kelly.
Yeah.
Because I expected Martin Kelly to be Liverpool's next Jamie Carragher. And I thought at this point in time he'd be Liverpool captain. And obviously that just never came about. Again, injuries just ruined him. But he could have been something special. And the one who will stick out in everyone's mind is always going to be Danny Pacheco. It's always got to be Danny Pacheco.
Yeah.
Because when we got him from Barca, it was like, oh my God, how exciting is this? And he came in on the back of the Cesc Fabregas hype wagon, I think. But I just expect, having never seen him play as well, I was just like, yeah, you're going to be boss of footy. And I think I saw him a couple of times. I mean, Suso basically was him a couple of years further along, and Suso's career from Liverpool, he's actually a good footballer now. He could come back to Liverpool and he wouldn't look out of place, to be honest. But Danny Pacheco, like, I couldn't tell you where he is. I think I follow him on Twitter. Do you want me to check? Yeah, I think I follow him on Twitter. But yeah, I just remember thinking, you're going to be fucking sick. You're going to play for Spain. You're going to be best mates with Fernando Torres up front. I do follow him on Twitter. He's at Malaga. He's at Malaga. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
See, I think I might have to go for John Joe Shelby, because I loved him when he was coming through. I loved how much of a dickhead he was. And he seemed to get Liverpool, and there was talent there. There was a lot of talent there. And he's just...
Still is.
He still is, but he's never found that consistency, and his being a bastard is a little bit more of being a bastard than I think anyone wants.
Yeah.
And he's just never properly kicked on. And I remember a lot of people saying when he left for Swansea, he left for Swansea initially, didn't he?
Yeah.
That it was a mistake and he should be in our midfield. And there was a small part of me that thought, but there was also a small part of me thinking maybe he's had his chance. Maybe if he goes out and does really, really well at Swansea, maybe we get him back. But it never happened because he just didn't push on. I don't think he pushed himself hard.
Didn't have the attitude for it, did he? Yeah.
I think he wants to be the best player at a crap club. I think that
he suits that niche, doesn't he?
Yeah. And that always disappointed me. It always really, really disappointed me. Another name that was floating around my head, but I don't really want to acknowledge that I ever liked him, was John Flanagan.
I knew you were going to say Flanagan, then, because I was,
I don't want to say it.
But yeah, no, I understand, because that season, that season I thought, you're going to be boss.
Yeah, no, I thought he was going to be brilliant, and then obviously injuries and then being a bad bloke.
Yeah, I think the only reason I'm not trying to I'm not defending him. I'm defending Steven Gerrard for signing him. I think the only reason Gerrard even went near him is because it's literally all Gerrard could afford at Rangers.
Yeah,
I don't think there was any point where he was like, oh, fucking get in. I've got John Flanagan in. I think there was a point where he went, lads, we've got no money.
I've got to get it. Like, look, he's decent. He's just don't talk to him.
Yeah, just leave him there in the corner. We'll fucking replace him in a year. It'll be fine.
Should be playing for you.
There's loads of names just floating around in my head right now of players I just expect it to be incredible for Liverpool. You know, I reckon I could build an 11 out of them. And I don't want to sit here and do it for 10 minutes.
You have to go on one of those build my 11 things and tweet it out.
I could do though. It'd be like Scott Carson starting goal.
Yep.
Because I was just like, yeah, Scott Carson, best thing ever. I think Flanagan. I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. Flanagan at right back. Jack Robinson at left back.
Jack Robinson. I was just trying to think of him. I was like, who's that left back that we gave a debut against? Fucking, it was against City or Arsenal.
Arsenal away, and he fucking pocketed Theo Walcott.
And killed it. He fucking killed it. Where is he now?
I think he's at QPR.
Okay.
He was Forest. He was either Forest captain and went to QPR, or QPR captain and went to Forest. I can't remember, one of the two. But he was smashing it.
Yeah.
For 5 seconds at Liverpool.
I love that.
Martin Kelly and Jack Hobbs at centre half. Jack Hobbs, man. Jack Hobbs. Fucking. I'll have a midfield three of Jay Spearing, Darren Potter, who for some reason I just thought was going to be boss, and Adam Guthrie.
You don't have John Joe Shelby in there?
No, I'm going to leave John Joe Shelby because I still think he's good at football. And then Danny Pacheco I'm going to go with, I think, David Amu, who I just remember thinking was going to be just this fucking
God, this is the worst team. This is so bad.
Exactly, it could have been incredible though. And Sebastian Leto, the other wing. Because Sebastian Leto he played like 3 games for Liverpool because of work permit issues.
Yeah. Can we have Alan De Souza, whatever, who we've signed like 4 years ago and he still can't get a work permit to come over here?
I feel sorry for the fella, you know. Him and Taiwan.
He could be brilliant.
He might well be the best player ever.
Fucking idea.
Yeah. Work permit, you need to have played like a certain number of games for your country or something like that to get one. So it's one of those, I guess. Right, that went on for a lot longer than I was expecting it to, but yeah, we did well there to get over an hour. Yes, so that's been this week's episode. There's proper footy back next week. Who knows if we're back next week though?
We're good now. We've overcome the plague.
Yeah,
we're fine.
Yeah, so if you could, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, follow us on all the other things.
Podbean, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes.
These things.
Podcast Addict.
Podcast Addict, yeah. That's one. That's one. WordPress as well, because I'm definitely going to look into that 14-15 transfer window.
And I will write one at some point.
Yeah, Matt will.
I need to relearn how to write.
Yeah, it is hard. Like you just completely forget how words go into sentences. It's just like I do when I lose my flow sometimes on this, and I'm just like,
what is words?
Yeah. Thanks very much for your time, guys. We always appreciate it, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
See ya.